The same thing said, the map in Harsh's mind may be different, in Farik's mind is different, my mind is different. He can think of writing on the board, one will say writing on the street, one will say writing on the table. He had a habit in school to write on the table, so he'll think of the table. Someone had a habit of writing on the wall, so he'll think of writing on the wall. So they create that, and then they give a number 1, 2, 3. Then you ask, hey, number 2, okay, what is number 2? It is run. Number 3, it is read. Number 4, it is write. Number 1, it is map. You create, and then anything, and then they ask people to say 20 things. I'm not expert in this technique because I've got a better technique. I'll come to it later on. These are techniques which are helpful, very good, but have limitations. I'm not expert on this technique. There's triangle. There are different ways done by experts. And if you do this training course, you reach to a good level of memorizing. Amongst my students, there were people who were BBA, Bachelor of Business Administration, MBA Masters, and they were part of the course. And you found that initially they used to top. The best in references, Bardani Suddhi. Second day, best. Third day, someone else comes. And then it becomes he's on the bottom because he's using technique of mapping or triangle or whatever it is. The best technique is, all these techniques of mapping have limitations. We had expert come in our school who could 25 words, 30 words. Okay, I said, okay, fine. Surah Nisa? Okay. Then Surah this, 3, 4, 5th, he could not map because he doesn't know what Nisa is. He was Muslim. So for mapping, you require certain thinking. You cannot map something which you don't know of. So Surah Al-Imran. So you told me say anything. You didn't tell me say only in English. You didn't tell me say only in Hindi. So all these have limitations up to a certain level. And all these have benefits, not that it doesn't have, but it has limitations. You use this technique, it will help you in certain ways. But especially with the references of the scriptures, it will not take you very far. I personally don't know of anyone who uses these techniques for giving references in speeches. I don't know. Or speeches in religious, comparative religion. I don't know. Maybe there are. It will help you to a certain extent, but not the way if you see quoting, if you've seen my lectures, if the label shows the intent, Quran modern science, Quran speaks about ideology, and that coming until the audience claps, or until they appreciate, until it's Allah Akbar. Keep on. There are limitations. So this, when you use the other techniques what are available in references, so person who has done mapping also appreciates you. Why? He knows, like if you know what happened when Musa alayhi salam was sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the people of Pharaoh. They were very good in magic. So they threw their staff, it became snake. But when Musa alayhi salam threw the staff, all the snakes that were created by fiction were gobbled up, and they realized this is not fiction, and they bowed down to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they said, this is the man of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They went against Pharaoh. Pharaoh said, I will chop your head off. They said, no matter. We know this is haq. That is Allah's magic. It's not magic. It's the wrong word to say for Allah. It's not the appropriate word. It is Allah kun fayakun. Him it's easy, be and it is. Further, we have to do illusion. We have to do hallucination. So therefore I believe more in the help of Allah. I never use anytime these techniques. People think that there is a chip in the brain. There is no chip. Only Allah's help. PowerPoint, power from Allah. Inna Allah la kulli shay'in qadir. Allah has power over all things. But this comes, number 1, 3-160. If Allah helps you, none can overcome you. Number 2, if you strive in the way of Allah, if you do jihad, if you struggle, Allah will open a pathway. So there is striving and struggling. You cannot achieve this without Allah's help. To achieve Allah's help, the master key for Allah's help, it's 29:69. Surah Ankabut, chapter 29, verse 69. If you strive in the way of Allah, Allah will open up your pathways. If you strive and your pathway is not open, your striving is not correct. I have not come across any student in any of my training programs who could not do this. Yes, The levels differ. But even the lowest student, when he goes out, people think he's a computer. And previously, when we did the training program, we used to have timing, timing. Who does the fastest? And that time, I was there in the competition. Now I become old. And this was competition. What is the time? What is the time? And then after 1999, I've never timed myself and neither do I intend timing. But we found that the students excelled. Better, faster. And there were records set. How many minutes forward, backward, in between this? I don't like competition. So I'm out of the competition now. Alhamdulillah. Allah's help. But hard work is important. If you don't do hard work, if any of you cannot do it, you only have to blame yourself and no one else. If you cannot do it at the end of this training program, not end, within the next, before half. If by the 11th, 12th day you cannot do it, you have to blame no one but yourself. By the 12th or 13th day of the training program, yes, the levels will differ. Those who have done more hard work will excel better. But if you do hard work in the right way, you have to do it. When you go to your country, you will be king. They don't know that you are the 10th or the 20th in the list. The 20th also, alhamdulillah. But when you go back and you relax and you stop the hard work, it will go away from your memory. One is hard work, one is muraja, revision. I told you, being Hafiz al-Quran is one thing, doing muraja is another thing. Now, when you do muraja to such a level that you have done so many times, then muraja is not required. Yet, even when you meet the two most famous imams of the Haram, Sheikh Abdul Rahman Sudais and Sheikh Saud al-Sharim, they have done that so many times and you hardly find them making mistakes. Yet, Taraweeh they say, they know very well yet, they want some peace before going. Interaction with the Sheikh of Medina, Salah al-Budair, Sheikh Abdul Rahman Hudayfi. Many of them interact, they say, okay, before Taraweeh they want some time. They know the Quran very well. Now, once you keep on revising, it becomes part of your memory. There's something like temporary memory, something like permanent memory. Now, when you do hard work, these verses will go into your temporary memory. Temporary memory, you can quote, but you go home and then busy with other things and you don't revise, it will go away. If you want to put it in a permanent memory, you have to practice very often. When it goes to such a level, if you don't practice also, it will be with you, then you can say that you have mastered the art with Allah's help. But that level comes later on. So in this phase, inshallah, by the time you finish 13, 14, you will do hard work, inshallah. If you don't, I will do hard work to make you do hard work. But the main test is when you get it, you have to retain it. If you get it and you don't retain it, who's to blame? You are to blame. So now I don't know whether all the people who did my training yet can quote. There are our students who are Hafiz al-Quran. They passed the school. All cannot repeat the Quran. So we have muraja. How many times they have done? We have competition. Okay, start from Fajr. In one shot, complete the Quran. How many hours? Okay, fine, 6 hours. Okay, 7 hours. Only lunch break. Salah break. How many mistakes? 4 mistakes. Very good. How many mistakes? 3 mistakes. Alhamdulillah. How many mistakes? No mistakes. Summa alhamdulillah. So there are huffaz. We have more than 100 huffaz in our school. Fine. Some may have forgotten part of it. Some more. Inshallah, one day you'll have with one of our best huffaz that we have, Brother Abdul Hafiz Mullah. And you can check. There's no planning, you check. Ask anything and he will tell you, inshallah. Now what happened? Some people, they did muraja of the first 15 juz very well. The first 15 they are master. Next 15, okay, may make mistakes. Because they had done more muraja of the first 15 juz. The first 15 is very good, not a single mistake. The next 5, 4, 5 mistakes. Next 5, 20 mistakes. Last 5 also very well, okay, no mistakes.
La ilaha illallah, la إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، محمد رسول الله، محمد رسول الله. أرجو رضاك يا الله، أنت الرحيم يا الله، هبني عطاك يا الله، أنت الكريم، منك العطاء يا الله، أنت العظيم يا الله، فيك الرجاء يا الله، أنت الحليم. الرحمن الستار، ملك الملك الغفار، الوهاب المنان المتعال. الرحمن الستار، ملك الملك الغفار، الوهاب المنان المتعال. الله الله يا ربي يا الله، الله